So if you're here, you're on some sort of health journey. And maybe you're more confused now than when you started. And I know this because I've been there. And there is a clear path forward. And that's what I'd like to show you right now. It feels so good now to have so many things to offer someone that was in my mom's position then. And where she really was this place of, she had just retired as a librarian, as an English teacher, and her health started to decline right around that time. And it seemed so quick looking back. It was, well, she goes into the doctor and then they give her medication, and then pretty soon they're saying, well, you need a different medication. Then they're saying, hey, surgery, and then the thymus glands being removed. And then, oh, now we know what it is. It's myasthenia gravis. She would get results back and they go, well, your tests are pretty normal here. And it's like very obvious to me at this point, well, the tests either shouldn't be normal or you're not testing for the right thing, I'm thinking. Isn't that obvious? If this isn't the problem, you haven't identified it. So keep looking, basically. But instead of continuing to look, they're just, here's a medication. With her, and this was the tough thing, was just watching the sort of certainty and the joy that she had just be dulled. She had always been this beautiful inside and out person, and the light was starting to go dim, starting to go off. Yeah, I felt powerless in this place of, not only is this bad for her, but this is bad for me in 30 years. If I can't make her well now, what makes me think that I'll be able to be well when I'm her age? We realize as the doctors are failing them, I just completely shut off any positivity or optimism that they're going to help solve any problem. I start cold calling, I start Googling. We do a lot of different testing on myself, on her. I'm trying to solve my own issues, and she's trusting that the medical system is going to help her. And I'm way beyond that. So I'm doing as much sort of investigation for myself and for her at the same time, and I'm finding just things aren't improving for myself. Like I'm getting essentially test after test after test where there's nothing to work on because it's just not actionable. It's like, oh, hey, congratulations, you're within range, awesome. And it's like, I'm looking for a problem because I know there's something to solve, so I need a problem so I can then figure out the solution. But first, it's very obvious to me that I need to know what the problem is. Finally, we find a hair test, thanks to my girlfriend at the time, who's become really interested in this whole process, and she has a friend that has gone through cancer at a really, really early age in her life. And because of that, we find this amazing nutritionist that seems to just have so much wisdom, and he just matter-of-factly goes, oh, well, we need to do mineral testing and we need to use your hair. And luckily, just through that wealth of knowledge, I start to build some hope. On one hand, I'm super happy finally to have something to work on. I'm like, yes. We start supplementing those things that she really needs, and we start cutting out the things that she's high in. The levels are staying about the same. In some cases, they're getting worse. And I'm becoming really confused, and I go, well, it's just the brand of supplements, or it's a certain form. We do this for about a year of just, all right, test again, try a different approach, try a different approach, try a different approach. And none of it's working. The minerals aren't absorbing. And she also is just getting worse, and the clock is ticking. One night I'm here in Austin, I wake up at 3 in the morning, and I go, oh, I have a breakthrough, and realizing, well, the particle size of these minerals is so big that the gut has to digest them. Most people's guts are, and apparently mine, even though I'm in my early 20s, and also her in her 60s, are just like not able to do it. So maybe it's working for some people, I don't know. I just know for sure it's not working for us, even though I would think it should. Feels a little scary because it's also like, here you go. You have the clarity of this, it's for you to do. And like, if you don't do it, I think you know the consequences. So I'm working on it and thinking about it and trying to give myself an MBA at the same time, basically just so I can build a company that's going to be able to bring these products into the world so that I can save my mom and myself, and just anyone else I care about, anyone else that wants to live a good life. So I want so bad for this to work at this point in my life, and I'm thinking there's just so much on the line, and I know time's running out. And I was taking a nap. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I woke up, and I remember thinking something's wrong. Like something, I could just tell just intuitively. I woke up, it felt like a bad dream, and I went over and I I looked at my phone and I saw 2 missed calls from both of my sisters. And then I just also knew intuitively, oh, it's one of my parents. And I also knew immediately in that moment, oh, it's my mom. She had an aneurysm and she was gone almost immediately. You know, she never woke up. I remember feeling my heart sink. I got in the car and drove back home to Louisiana right then. Although I can be at peace with that, even then, I remember thinking, this is what I'm supposed to do. And so began the long road of getting people the nutrients they need so they can live the life that they want to live. I feel so lucky because we can honor her memory now. I've created a technology that means that the supplements actually absorb, and that means the products actually work, and that means that you actually get better. And what I love for people today is that this whole process is so much easier because on one hand, you have essentially testing that works. It tells you what's wrong. Hey, you know, you've got some things that you can improve. It's all good news because you can improve it. And then on the other side, we have products that really work. What an idea, right? What a concept. I want people to know that there are options that work. All I've ever wanted for myself, and it's all I want for people, is really just to know that people aren't suffering from things that I know can be solved relatively easy if people are consistent, if they're patient, and if they take action. If you're willing to do that, this is for you. If you need to see yourself live an outstanding life, this is for you. If you're struggling right now and you feel like you're living up to a fraction of the potential, or you feel like things are really good, it can always be better. And that's what I'm always pursuing. And that's what this company is about. You know, it's upgrading where you are currently, wherever that is.